All right. Think we're live. Trying to figure this out. Trying to troubleshoot, but hmm. So I'm having technical difficulties in Hawaii. Um, of all places, my Wi-Fi went down because of all the rain. So the room, my breaker switch went out and it's not resetting. Of all rooms, it was for the Wi-Fi. So right now, my YouTube, my scheduled one's not working. It wouldn't connect to Zoom. So we're gonna just try and troubleshoot this and try and play around and see if it works and we can figure something out just to put something out today. Um, but I see Matt here. Are you? I'm hearing background,
Oh, hey, what's
but
up,
I
man?
don't know. I don't know if that's you.
Is it because I have the AC fan?
No, no, no. I'm hearing it coming through on the YouTube side.
Um, I could turn the AC fan off.
No, it's here. I'm
Oh,
hearing.
you're saying it's on the YouTube side?
Yeah. Try and talk.
Test, test, test. 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. Test out.
I don't know. I'm just hearing background. I think we're good now. I'm hearing it come back through someone's speaker.
Let me check. Let me check my audio settings. Because I have it coming. Yeah, I
Do you have
have speak through my AirPods, and then the microphone is this Yeti.
no? But do you have
So
YouTube? Do you have YouTube open somewhere else?
let me see. Let me just see what else. Uh, ba, 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 ba. All right, my phone is all cleaned off. Um, hmm, I'm just gonna exit out of my Windows. Okay.
Says we're live. Okay, there now. Okay, I think we're up.
You getting
Yeah,
any
we'll just.
feedback?
I am, but I think it's just somewhere. We'll just roll it. It's not an issue. I think. But I don't. You're not hearing it coming back through your speakers, right?
No, it's. I'm not hearing. I'm not hearing anything.
Yeah, we'll just roll with it. I mean, we'll do a short one if we got to. Yeah, everyone, sorry, man. I have technical difficulties, and we just got to figure it out. But yeah, of all places, the rain took out one of my breakers and it won't reset. So of all places for the Wi-Fi, and for whatever reason, my Zoom is not connecting to YouTube. But we'll figure it out. Waiting for Lauren and MJ to pop on. But yeah, we'll just get started maybe, because these were kind of maths topics. So if
We're just
anyone,
gonna do it live.
yeah, MOJO Mindset, go check him out. He's putting out great stuff on X and Instagram. But you're talk kind of about school, right? We're talking about, is school a scam, or will people be going to school maybe 10, 20 years from now, and is it as important? And maybe what's your thoughts on that, man?
Yeah, I think that the traditional route of schooling, the ones that our parents shared with us as they were, going and doing their upbringing, has kind of tarnished maybe the reputation of, because it's like offsetting all the costs of student loans, and can you justify the cost of education versus what you're getting out with that degree? And nowadays, it's pretty sad to see, but a lot of people that are just joining the workforce, they're graduating school, they're doing everything that they're told to get good grades and get a good degree, trying to get that good first job, but it's not moving the needle to pay off some of those student loans, so to speak. If they're going to get an entry level, 40 to 60K, and they got over 200K in student loan debts, it's really hard to justify that. So I think the blue collar jobs, the trades, those skills, I think will be a great opportunity for those that aren't thinking about going to school just off the jump.
Hold on, someone else. Oh, Lawrence here.
It's really hard to justify that. So I think the blue collar. Oh, true. I'm also hearing a little bit of feedback now. Is that what you were talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know where it's coming from, but yeah.
Hello, hello.
Hello. We're trying
Did
to
you get
make
it?
do.
Rocking and rolling.
We're
Yeah.
doing it live. We're just doing it live.
Let's do
Yeah,
it.
we're gonna make do. I mean, people want content, so we'll figure it out. But welcome, Lauren. Thanks for sticking around. I'm sure it sounds like it's raining everywhere, though. It sounds like you guys are getting storms
Oh yeah.
also. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was
The solar flares.
Hold on. There we go. Sorry. I'm trying to do this on my iPad, so I usually don't do it. And for whatever reason, iPad won't let me stream Zoom to YouTube. So it has to be direct.
Interesting.
Well, you can, but it's like a straight stream. So that's why my scheduled one's not working. But yeah, we'll figure it out. And Matt, like I said, this was kind of Matt's maybe topics he wanted to talk about. Is school a scam, or will people be still going to get a college degree 10 to 20 years from now? So I forget, Lauren, do you have a degree?
I do. Do I use it? I don't.
That's the real question. That is the real kicker right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't use mine. I have an accounting and finance degree. And I mean, yeah, I probably learned more in the past 5 years reading books and YouTube and podcasts than I had when I went to school.
Do you think it at least gave you maybe like a basic or foundational knowledge for like the terms in the finance world, or not even that?
Honestly, it was more just trying to figure out how to pass. Like just like just
You're in survival mode at that point.
yeah, get my grades and get my degree and get out of there. And yeah, I'm I think if I had a better vision back then, it would have been more important, and I would have been able to utilize it a lot more. But it was really just trying to figure out a way to get out of college, like just be there, get this degree, and then move on with things. And that was kind of my mindset. And I think that's what it comes down to too. Is a lot of people at that age is not prepared for you know figuring out what degree they want to get or what path they want to head down. And I think that's maybe sometimes the issues with, you know, going to college, and you get trapped in this path of even getting student loans, and it kind of traps you heading down this one direction, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Matt, do you have a degree?
Yeah, so I got my degree in mechanical engineering, but it
Oh,
would
they
have
say that's,
been
if you're going to get a
it
degree, that's a good one.
it would have been better to get one in advanced Microsoft Excel with the way that we use at work. You know what I mean? Like that's a little bit more important than on day-to-day basis. But yeah, I mean, I think for those that are um, really focused in their career for that particular profession in engineering, in um, want to be a physician, doctor, a lawyer, etc. Schooling is required to kind of get within that next level, I guess, of higher education. But for those that are thinking, I don't know really what I want or undecided, I think the initial thrust into student loans, like you're saying, Mark, is where it could lead to a slippery slope, kind of getting behind the eight ball really quick. And you're still in your 20s, so you're still trying to figure it all out. Like nobody has it all figured out once they're what, 18, 19, 20, 22. So it's like those formidable years, and you're really stuck behind the eight ball if you're sort of just like kind of following that traditional path or that traditional crowd, if you will. So while yeah, I have that degree, it's more so the learning more so in like on the job, or I don't know, that kind of helps. Yeah, I think it's more so just proving that you could do it, right? Like you could pass, like you could learn something that you didn't know anything about, and you could take a test on it and you could get like over a 70 or like
Yeah.
a passing score. So
I feel like that time in my life, it's like, what else would I have been doing on one hand? It's like the natural step, like when especially like the first like 1 or 2 years of college, I was so young and didn't know what to do. So it was like a natural progression from like, okay, now I'm living outside the house and I'm like getting myself to class and I'm like, living on my own or whatever. But the student loans, it's just like any way you calculate it, the math doesn't make sense. It's just like if you're doing it with student loans, I would say don't do it because I did it that way and it was not worth it. And also, I learned way more from traveling than I ever learned in school. So if you can, and there's like a similar culture of backpackers being around people your own age in that like backpacking traveling culture. I'm like, if you could just take the money that you're going to spend on college and go backpack to a foreign country, like you'll learn so much more and there's more skills and more um about the world that you'll learn, like, culturally and just about yourself. I just think if I were to do it over again, I probably would travel and not I probably wouldn't go to school. I would probably save that money and do something else, like knowing what I know now. And it's going to become even more in the future. Like with the crazy developments in AI, it's what they're teaching in school is not keeping up with technology. So, certainly don't go into debt over it because it's hard enough to pay that back. I don't know if it was on X or something you guys posted or someone else, but they were saying it was a chart of like in the 19 like 50s or 60s, I think it was, like going to school and how much you made when you graduated from college. Did you guys see this graph?
I did not, but let me see if I could
So
do
it
a little
was like
search.
the cost of going to college, like how much you had in student loans or how much it costs to go to school versus your salary after you got out. And I think it was like the average salary was like 53,000 or something. Maybe this was in the 80s, not the 50s, because that would have been um a different pay structure. But so anyway, you get out of college and the amount that you're making now is equal to or less than what you would be making in that time with the college degree in proportion to like how much you're spending on school. So it just like when you actually look at the graph, it's like, is it worth it? And like if you're just looking at from like a math standpoint, the answer is no, it's not worth it.
Oh,
But
I
yeah,
think I
if you're going
found
to be
it.
a doctor or a lawyer or something, that's a different
Mm.
story.
So college, so here this is the headline. College
Uh,
costs have increased by 169% since 1980, but pay for young workers is up just 19%. And this is a Georgetown report, so from the Georgetown University. And I mean, yeah, if you're just even looking at just the sheer costs associated with it, just for, not even the room and board, all the fees, etc., it's it's almost it's so criminal how easy you could just qualify for that personal loan for student loans versus like, trying to get a home loan, right? Like the criteria is so vast in terms of like the requirements that you need for like that home personal loan versus um like a mortgage loan, for example, where you need a proof of work, state, your pay stubs, like all your debts and liabilities, and you kind of lay all your financial statements out there versus that student loan. I think is a little bit more. All right, this is what you're gonna get. Sign on the dotted line, and we'll see you in class on Monday.
yeah, it literally is that easy. Like I remember signing for my student loan and it was just like you go to the registrar's office or whatever and they're like, here you go, just sign this. It was literally two signatures.
Oh
They
my
never asked
gosh.
me any questions. It was
Like
just like,
educating you about, here, this is what a loan is. This is how interest rates work. Like that's
yeah.
that's unfortunate. So the path that I went was I did community college for that first year. And so the credits were like so much more affordable for like undergrad. So I was able to take, 20 to 25 credits, but the cost was like 10% of what it normally would be to go to like a state school. So I was in Virginia. So Northern Virginia Community College was like maybe 1,200 for like a semester of credits versus like 12,000, 20,000, at one of the state schools. So it is, and I'm sure those costs have only gone one way, and that is
Mhm.
unfortunately up.
Yeah. Yeah.
We got Hider here, Trade Better 20, and they have there's a question for you, Lauren, from Trade Better 20. It says, most work abroad visas usually require a degree, especially if you plan to stay there, to have the choice to potentially stay abroad. Wait, question for Lauren. Most work abroad visas.
Did you do work abroad, Lauren, or just personal travel abroad?
I did personal travel abroad. I would like work, save money, and then go travel, and then come back, work, save money, and travel. But I do know a lot of people who did work abroad. And if you're under 30,
Mhm.
Australia has a work travel visa where you can go, I think it's 2 years, and you have to do like a certain amount of like farm work or there you can work in bars. Like you have to do like I think it's like a certain number of months of like the agricultural type of work, and then you can go get a normal job. But a lot of people do the agricultural work the whole time because you can make a lot of money in a short amount of time, and then you can go and travel. So that's a great one, but you have to be under 30 to do that one. And then I know a lot of people who taught English. That does not require a degree. You just have to be a native English speaking person. If you do get that TEFL certification or whatever, you can do that as well. And that it's easier to get a job that way, but you can teach English without any degree whatsoever. And I know people who did that in Thailand, in China, where else? Vietnam. There's, that whole Southeast Asia. There's a lot of that English teacher work. But yeah, I know a lot of people that you just travel and you find jobs. Like there's bars that'll just like hire you under the table to just, you know, sling drinks for them or whatever. So you can, oh, and also working in hostels. I know a lot of people who would go to a hostel, they would stay there and then they would end up working for the hostel as like a front desk person during their like 3 months or whatever, however long their trip was. So you definitely can do it without getting a working visa and just go there on a tourist visa and then figure it out or apply for the visa in advance. It's really not hard. It's literally like you just go online for that Australian visa. You just go online and apply. And once you get approved, you're good to go.
Another question, from Sierra's here, Homes and Hustles. Would you apply for a job that said a degree is required if you didn't have one? Specifically, something entry level where a niche degree isn't needed.
100%.
I would just wow them in the interview, right? The application just gets me through the door, and then just say, hey, I don't know X, Y, and Z, but I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to work. Just teach me how to do it. And it's like, if you got a good attitude and you show a good work ethic and you're like teachable and coachable, you could take some criticism and feedback. I feel like there is a lot of need for that nowadays.
I think that's part of the trap though, right? Like a lot of the jobs are still requiring degrees, and that's why, as much as people maybe don't want to go the college route, they're kind of forced to in a sense because jobs are still requiring it, right? And that's kind of where this whole cycle may not end for a while, because if jobs keep requiring it, then the universities are going to keep putting out these student loans for people to take on all this debt. And so even though it may not make a lot of sense for a lot of people still are going down that route because these jobs are still off or requiring these degrees to apply or get these positions. So this cycle is going to go on for a while, I think.
I think a lot of times people just say that too. Like they post the job listing, they're like, bachelor's degree, da 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 da. But if they look at your resume and you have some sort of work experience or something that is interesting and intriguing, I think they would be willing to look past not having, especially if it's an entry-level job or something that's unrelated to what you're applying for. Because I mean, like I have a degree in dietetics. Unless you're going to be a dietitian, there's no use for that degree. It doesn't, if I went and applied for a job at a bank, they might say like, oh, bachelor's degree required. If somebody has a few years of banking experience, they're probably more qualified for the job than I am. Just because I have a bachelor's degree in something completely unrelated. So I think people will look at that and go like, okay, this person seems like a better candidate.
Another question is, it's kind of off topic, but are you folks introverts or extroverts?
Ooh, that's a good one. Have you guys taken the Myers-Briggs personality test? So I'm an INFJ. So I'm introverted by nature to like recharge myself, if you will. So like if there was, let's say, like a party or an outing, it's like I can adapt to that environment and be social and be a little bit more of like that extrovert. But like when I come home, like I'll need to like recharge my energy, if you will, for like I can't go back to back to back. And so it's like I thought that I needed to be an extrovert, maybe to be like well liked growing up. But now it's like you mature, you kind of grow up and you find your own self-awareness. And so for me, that's like I'm cool chilling at home, throwing a movie on completely in that kind of own personal space, if you will. So I know myself as an extrovert or as an introvert, but I can kind of adapt to the situation.
We should have guessed. We should have guessed what everyone was before they answered.
We can guess Lawrence. Right? We can guess Lawrence.
Oh yeah, you can. Okay. Lauren's an extrovert.
I think so too, because it takes an extrovert to like be brave enough to like travel about on your own. So that's from what little I can gather. I don't know. Let's see what she reveals.
I am not. I'm an introvert, but somebody told me that I'm like an introvert that presents as an extrovert because I do like I can go, I don't know if I'm even either. I'm like kind of right on the cusp of both. Like I'm totally happy by myself and like doing things alone. And I do need that like personal time to just like have quiet and not have people around. At the same time, I'm always like wanting to like, I'm like, okay, I need to throw a party. If I don't see my friends, I'm like, okay, I gotta get what are my friends doing? Where are they at? So I'm kind of both. I'm like really on the cusp. I love like talking to people. I love being social. And if I don't have that social time, I get like kind of antsy. I'm like, where are my friends at? But then if I if I'm with people too much, I'm like, okay, time for me to go. And I'll just Irish exit. And leave and go do my own thing. So I'm like, I feel like I'm on the cusp.
MJ's popping in. I'm waiting for him to pop on, but I, I don't know. What am I then?
Yeah, I'm in. I'm in.
Uh, oh, your video's not on, or your.
Yeah, let's see. Mm,
But oh, Matt, you haven't met MJ yet. He invests in Chicago.
Okay, right on,
Uh,
right on.
yeah, he was at Vegas, unlike you, for the one rental at a time event. But
Just I know when the dates and the tickets go live. I'm gonna send you a screenshot of the receipt, just so you know.
Ned Talks is here. He hopped on our live the other day, and that was great. It's the first time really connecting with him. Homes and Hustles has a great comment. She says, "The way I understand it, a lot of places use AI to sift applications. So if you don't meet the basic requirements, landing an interview is much
Mm.
harder."
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah. AI
yeah,
working in our lives already.
Have you guys experienced any of the like I think it's in Texas, the fast food places that have now converted to self-service via AI. And then what is crazy is I saw something, yeah, I think it was on X, where they hired virtual assistants from the Philippines to be like as that user interface, but you still ordered it like and you know the food whatever came out, but you were interfacing with somebody that was literally a VA from the Philippines on Zoom. Have y'all ever seen that?
No.
Oh my god, I have to send it to you. It's crazy.
That is wild. That's some futuristic stuff right there.
We also had a big debate um, last live about Crocs. Is Crocs smash or pass for you folks wearing?
So does everybody own a pair? Let's start there.
I do. I own many.
yeah.
To
I
me,
don't own a pair. I don't think nothing wrong with them, but I don't have a pair.
Man, where's your video, man?
I'm incognito today, Mark. I'm sorry, but
Oh
I'm here though. I'm
man.
here. I'm present.
All right, all right.
he's a ghost. I feel like Crocs are something you do in the privacy of your own home. No,
Uh,
I actually was like the biggest croc hater. I'm like, these things are so ugly. My friend would wear them all the time. Finally, she gave me a pair for Christmas, and I was like, I will never wear these. And I put them on my feet, and I was just like, I'm never taking them off. They're so comfortable. But they also are so ugly. So you have to contend with that. You know, it's like,
there's nice ones. There's
well,
always
if you got those cowboy boots with the little spurs on the back, that would
You got
be,
some style right there.
yeah, that you could do.
Yeah,
so
full
Matt.
disclosure. I do own a pair of gray Crocs. For
So
me, their convenience because I use them. Well, first of all, they got two modes, right? They got a casual mode and then they got a sport mode. They got a sport mode where you put the what's that? The ankle or yeah, the ankle clip. Like you got a sport mode on them, like almost a 4-wheel drive. But I used them in college when we played football as like you're after like you get after practice, you're gonna go like take a shower, and it's like, and you know, you're walking back to the dorms outside, so it's like they'll dry off, and it's like you don't have to bring like 2 pairs of shoes, 2 extra socks. It's like it's easy transition. So they were convenient for that purpose, and I kind of just I still use them as like shower shoes, I guess.
Yeah, there can be, I mean, they've stuck around this long, so they've got something going on.
Tell you, there's nice ones, but yeah, it was a big yeah. But Matt, someone in Trade Better 20, I believe, said you have to wear Crocs in Vegas. We're gonna do a on the
All right.
strip like live questions with people if Crocs are smash or pass on the Vegas on the strip
Hey,
for
it
some
gets
content next year.
it's gonna gets the people going right there.
Yeah, Holmes and Hustles hates them. She thinks the sports mode is outrageous. She can't.
What was Sierra's opinion on the Crocs when you guys were talking about it?
She
Did she?
hates them. She can't. Yeah, she thinks they're hideous. But
Well, anyone who argues that they're not is
I'll
lying.
show you the ones that I wear. Like those are much better.
The cowboy
But
boot ones?
no, not that one. Uh, hold on. I keep forgetting. MJ's still here, so I keep his picture's not there.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm
MJ,
just waiting to be asked a question. Yeah.
yeah. But so yeah, you kind of missed the beginning part. You kind of, if you want to chime in about like college or going to college and getting a degree, do you think it's kind of a scam or I forget? Do you have a degree?
I just got a high school diploma.
Okay. So do you think college is still going to be relevant, 10 to 20 years from now? Like people are still going to be taking out student loans to head down this path?
I think college. I mean, I think I'm fully aware that certain professions and careers, absolutely, doctor, dentist, et cetera, et cetera. Days and skill sets are more important, and networking as well. I just don't agree with the idea to get. I mean, you can give an 18, 19-year-old 150,000 in debt to get a liberal arts degree that's been taught by somebody that's making maybe 65, $70,000 a year to get in debt, to get a job that maybe start off at 40, 50, 60, and to pay that 100,000+ debt off. That, I mean, that just don't make sense to me at all. And I definitely disagree with that. Now obviously there's, like I mentioned before, there are degrees that's absolutely needed. Your attestation or something of that. So I know I'm not pronouncing it right. That make $200,000-300,000 a year. So that's more doable for me. I mean, if I'm gonna get myself in $150,000, I at least want to make $250,000-300,000 plus, But I absolutely think it's a scam, and it makes sense in this capitalistic society we live in for people to be taken advantage of like this on all levels. So I definitely disagree with it. I don't got a college education. I don't want to discourage anybody from attending college or anything. Like I said, there are professions that do want to get that, or if you can get a scholarship academically or athletically to where you don't have any student loans, then that's a good way to look. But I say also look at trades and maybe learning I don't know, a skill set.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I totally agree. I hope my son goes more down the trades route. I think that's hopefully the path that he goes down, but we'll see. Sierra's laughing at these Crocs that Matt sent in our text message about what I'm gonna be wearing. But let's see what other questions we got here. Thanks, Mark. Mark Ham stopping by. Let's see. Uh Hyder said he's introvert and extrovert, kind of depending on what mood he's in. Let's see. There was another question I saw. Uh, Hyder. Yeah, Hyder's talking about, yeah, how is it not, where did he put it? About sign, how is that not predatory when it's just like, just sign here? It's kind of, I think MJ talked about, 18, 19 years old, and you're kind of just like, here, sign this, and we'll pay for your school, and you don't really realize what you're getting caught up in, right? And I think that's what we're noticing right now. A lot of people have student loans, student debt, and they not getting the return that they were hoping for from taking on all this money, right? So that's the kind of situation we are in right now.
Mhm.
Um,
Trade betters ask you, Mark, what trade you would push your son into.
Oh, that was
that
a
is a good
question
one.
that I saw, yeah, on X. It was kind of somebody was, I think my response was just from my rentals, I would say plumbing. Like it seems like
Yes.
there's always some sort of plumbing maintenance or plumbing issue that more frequently than the other type of maintenance issues that come up. So if there was, and I could push him a certain way, it might be the plumbing route, I think.
Yeah. I've paid my plumbers so much money. It's definitely the highest paid trade that I've seen. But electricians make a lot too. And then, maybe slightly more enjoyable work. But I don't know, because you're up in the attic and it can get hot up there and
Yeah, I got a call one today to fix my breaker or figure out what's going on.
Mm.
But you know what?
You have to ask him if is that electrician satisfied that he chose that trade? He'd probably be like,
Oh
yeah, like
yeah,
I love it, good hours, it pays well. And
yeah,
then I think the cool thing too is, if you're, just out of high school and you're interested in that kind of stuff, that blue collar trade skills, like you can do 2 to 3 years under somebody that's like sort of like an apprentice, if you will, but you don't have to stay in that level, right? Like there's upward mobility where, hey, all right, let me learn the ground level. Hey, this is how to be an electrician. And then you can learn, hey, how do I be a business owner? And then by the time you're 25, maybe you have your own company where you hire a couple electricians, and now you're like morphing into that business owner role as opposed to that employee. So there is a lot of mobility
Yes.
in the trades as well. So I wouldn't discourage, be like, I'm going to be a plumber my whole life. Like, no. You just want to learn the skills for a few years so you have a better understanding. And then you can elevate and graduate to how do I become a business owner? And I think that unlock for a lot of people in 18, 19, 20, as opposed to getting those student loans, I think that's a very appealing sort of avenue or path that is very viable in today's society.
Yeah. I heard somewhere that the average age of people in the trades, like electrician, plumbing, is above the age of 50. So yeah, that's the average age. And it's like younger people just are not interested in learning those skills. And so it's job security. If you want
Mhm.
something that for sure you're going to make really great money and you have that skill forever, I would definitely do it.
That is such a good point, and it kind of reinforces. We had a company come out. They do foundation sealing, a lot of work here in the New Orleans area, and I was talking to the owner, and sure enough, he's getting towards retirement. All he wants to do is go fishing, and he's trying to pass his business off to his head, kind of project manager, or I guess like an operations officer, right? And so it's like those roles, like that generation is like they've done it for 20, 30, 40 years. They want to pass their baby, if you will, down to the next generation. So you're somebody that is trustworthy, reliable, hardworking, that's going to take that business to the next level. Is that opportunity, I think, is even growing nowadays.
Yeah. There's
What about you, MJ?
Well, with me, I'm biased, of course. I think truck driving, CDL. I mean, you can relocate to any other states. It's a pretty much a 4 to 6 week course that maybe costs $5 or $6,000 that you can make $100+ thousand your first year as a W-2 employee. I mean, the return on investment is just crazy. And the time that you can get
Mm.
started working in this immediately. Um, so yeah, for me, it definitely be CDL. Outside of that, maybe HVAC, HVAC, heating and cooling, furnace, hot water tank, stuff like that. Whether you're in a hot climate all year round or cold or all the seasons, I mean, I think that's very needed as well.
Yeah, CDL is a good one. They used to in the fire department when a while back, you used to get a CDL license for the older trucks, but guys are using that CDL license for outside stuff too, for like part-time jobs.
Was it
So
like a
now,
class B for the fire truck?
yeah. They took, so we are so well, not anymore because we don't have a lot of those 10 speeds anymore, those old trucks, but
Right.
you got certified for that CDL level, but they wouldn't give you the certificate anymore because guys are doing outside jobs with that license. So they took that
They're
away.
like they're like, "Thank you for the license. I'm gonna go ahead and supplement my
Yeah,
my normal workflow."
yeah. Those trucks are fun to drive though. But I couldn't imagine like respond. I mean, we still use them. I mean, they're getting phased out, but it was like trying to figure out where you're going, drive those trucks and respond. And yeah, I mean, it's a lot of concentrating driving those things.
Yeah, especially the manual. Like you said, they are phasing out. It's more automatics on the road now, so you
Yeah,
can just really focus and pay attention to the road and your surroundings.
yeah. Those trucks are fun. They're fun to drive though.
Yeah, it got its pros and cons. I hate winter driving, going through mountainous states like
Mhm.
or open field states like Wyoming or Colorado. That could be a
Yeah,
pain, but it's a real peace of mind at times. It's not micromanaged. You can kind of move at your pace, and I can just listen to podcasts and audiobooks literally all day.
yeah. Let's see. There was another. At this point in your lives, would you train in a trade now?
Like switch careers right now.
Um, Maybe like not. I guess. Well, I guess you kind of are in a sense, right? Not a hobby, but part of your DIY projects and rehab. You're kind of getting in that trade space, right?
Yeah, I kind of. I don't know if I would like become a full-time electrician because I don't have that. I don't know that I have that propensity. I've already invested so much time in what I'm doing now, but um I feel like if someone's still wondering what they should do, it can be a good thing to do, but it does take time. The trades take a little bit of time to learn. So you got to be prepared to spend a year or 2 or 3 getting that skill. So it doesn't make sense for me, but I am always like learning like carpentry stuff and like doing DIY projects and stuff. But I don't know if I would really count that as like training in the trades because there's definitely people that know way more than me. And as soon as I learn a skill, I am done with that project and I'll probably never do it again. So
Homes and Hustles is going to be in the tree removal business soon. You've
yeah,
seen all her videos, right? Yeah.
she should be taking the trees and cutting it up into lumber to build her chicken coops. She's
That's
got
it.
free.
It's yeah, that whole it's like a good vertical, right? It starts with the tree removal, and then it's like, all right, now I got the supplies for the chicken coop, and then now I got the it just goes down. It's like it's a good what is it? Synergy, right? They like kind of feed off each other.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Another question we got is what is the best investment rule?
Hmm.
What is the best?
Best investment rule.
Hyder said mine, but I think yeah, it
Hmm.
is.
I
First rule of investing is don't lose money.
yeah,
Second rule is don't forget rule number one. I
I
think,
like that.
yeah,
Little ode to Fight Club there.
yeah.
I
But
know.
yeah,
Ugly?
I think there's so many rules, and people try to get very technical and try to get they make it harder than it is, right? And like Hyder's comment, is pretty simple, right? I mean, don't lose money. I mean, that's kind of the best rule that you can follow, and I think you'll be in a good position if you follow that.
And like the next step is, okay, so how? How do I do that? Um, I think I think one rule I like is I've kind of over the years have adopted is only invest in things that you understand and that you
Yeah,
know, right? So it's like there was a really cool interview, Graham Stephan with Dave Ramsey, and Dave Ramsey was evaluating Graham Stephan's portfolio, and the bottom line was, Dave went ahead and said, "Well, Graham, like this portfolio makes sense for you because would you say that X percentage?" So he basically had like 80% in real estate, 20% in stocks. We'll just use that as the example. But he said, "Would you say that your education and your knowledge base is 80% real estate versus 20% stocks?" And Graham's like, I didn't even think about it that way, but that kind of goes back to, hey, like if you invest in things that you understand, that you know, that you're intimately familiar with that industry, who am I to say that's a bad allocation for you, right? So that's and I don't know if that's a rule, but maybe that's a kind of a general guideline that I've tried to maybe adopt or follow over the years.
Yeah, that can also keep you from like the shiny object syndrome, which is like like I'm going to learn about crypto, I'm going to learn about stocks, I'm going to do real estate. It can kind of spread yourself thin. So if you pick one and really become an expert in it, then you can probably be more successful over the long term. I don't like rules, so I don't have any rules. My rule is break all the rules. No.
what about you, MJ? What's your rule?
Yeah, pretty much piggybacking off them both is sticking to your level, stay within your level of competence. If you're good at real estate, you like real estate. If you're good at stocks, you like stocks. Or you want to start a small business and scale and have somebody take over the day to get day, just stick to one thing, figure that out, and go with that. Because I think a lot of people try to do the diversification, it sound good, allocate X amount of funds here, X amount of funds, X amount of funds here. But like Dion says, that Charlie Munger once said, you try to chase four rabbits, you'll starve. Focus on chasing that one rabbit, exceed at that, be super successful at that. And then maybe once you're successful, you can kind of allocate smaller portions of your net worth into other asset classes versus like Lawrence just mentioned stocks, crypto, and it's just a headache. It's just too much to really focus on to be successful. The less things you got to worry about and focus, the better you can concentrate and put all your energy and time into it to become successful. So I say stick to your level, stay within your level of competence.
Lars brings up a good point. He says when he was an intern at a hedge fund, they told him the first rule of trading is don't be the last guy holding the buck.
Yeah.
I
Let's
was gonna
see
say
what.
that's a little probably a little sore too recent for all the GameStop and AMC short squeeze that kind of just hit the news. So that is true
Yeah.
though. Just last person holding the bag.
Yeah, Roaring Kitty's back, right?
Yeah, they say once we find out about something, it's about too late. But going back to that, kind of read about that and saw a video too. People can have influence to make a stock go up like that. And then, like I said, once we find out, we get to it and we lose all our money, we lose all our pennies. It's just a continuous cat and mouse game.
Oh, MJ, we didn't get to you. Are you an introvert or an extrovert?
Um, okay, so break down the definitions, please.
Extrovert is Lauren, who's just all not. uh, it,
I feel like sometimes people define it as do you recharge? Like, does being around people give you energy, or does it take energy away versus like being alone? Does that give you energy, or does it like take, it's kind of like how you recharge your battery, I feel like is how I've heard it described.
Well, I like that example. Okay. Um, I think I'm more of an extrovert. I think I could be an introvert at times, depending on the situation. I like to meet people and talk. I like cultures, languages, and stuff like that. If I'm on an airplane, you sit next to me, I'll spark up a conversation. Obviously, depending on how you respond, I will continue or just, dead to conversation all at once. But I do like to talk and get out my comfort zone. And because you just never know who could change your life. You never know who you might meet. So just like, why not? I mean, be polite, be happy, and if a person is reciprocating that same energy, then like when I was just in Panama on my way back, I mean, I met a guy from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and we literally talked for 2 or 3 hours on the 5 hour flight because he was reciprocating the same energy, and it was just crazy. But he eventually went to the bathroom. And I'm like, I got to get some sleep, and that was my way to kind of stop the conversation. But it was literally 2 or 3 hours though. So
that's
Talk
awesome.
till
How
you
was that
drop.
trip?
oh, the trip was fantastic. I love the Panama Canal. The flight was good. Wasn't too much turbulence. I learned a lot. U.S. dollar. A lot of Americans and things retire there. Cost of living is lower. I speak Spanish, so my trip went very well. Very well.
Do you know Mark Maskey from Maskey Finance?
Yeah, that's the guy that convinced Millennial Mike to invest in Gary, Indiana. I know of him. I don't know him, but yes.
I think he's in Panama actually now.
Oh, I think you might be
Out,
right. I think he was in
he,
Florida, then he decided to go down to
yeah,
Panama. You
I
might be
believe
right.
he relocated to Panama. Yeah,
Yeah, I know exactly. I got trouble saying his name, but Millennial Mike, initial digital mentor. That's what I call
yeah,
him.
yeah, yeah. We got another question here. Says, what was your New Year's resolutions, and are you sticking to them?
I don't even remember what mine was.
Yours was getting on X and starting your YouTube channel.
That is true. I have my calendar behind me where you guys can see I've planned out that's my entire year.
Holy crap!
Yeah, so that
That's
was my
awesome.
New Year's resolution. I put it up on the calendar. So mine's chugging along because I set dates for things. So I just have to keep doing what the calendar says.
I like that. It looks cool. I actually responded, I think, to Lauren might have posed this on X. The first one was property management over self-managing. So that was one big thing that as I moved from Florida to Louisiana or New Orleans, getting property management set up for the two Florida properties. So that was good. And then the other one was action over perfectionism in terms of social media posting. So that's probably why you get these rough drafts of my posts and I just send it and I say whatever, like
No,
just
yours are
getting it
like
out
well
there.
thought out, man. Yours are like
It's
yours are
I
thought
try,
out.
but there's sometimes I'm not a writer at heart. So
Your rough draft is probably most people's final edit. So
Yeah. What about you, MJ? You still
Yeah.
there?
What was the question again?
What was your New Year's resolutions, and are you sticking to them right now, or how are they going?
Okay. I don't normally do the New Year's resolution thing. I'm pretty much a consistent, determined person. So once I kind of got my goal or something, I do very good at really sticking to it. Um, so in my case, I just want to, gain more knowledge on real estate network more and, get a property this year. So I'm doing very well at that, and I'm very close to obtaining my second duplex.
nice. Matt, there's a question for you. Trade Better 20 says, are you going to buy property in New Orleans?
Ooh, so we currently have the triplex that we're house hacking now in New Orleans, and so if I was referencing to another property, I think it really depends. I think the next move for us would be a live-in owner-occupied flip, if you will, because we'll be here until 2027. So we're trying to make sure we capture that 2 years of living in that house and then selling it so we don't pay any capital gains. Easier said than done, trying to renovate a property and live in. So I think there's a lot of moving parts. I don't know if we buy a property in New Orleans, another one in New Orleans, if the numbers didn't work out, right? Because there's a lot of rising insurance costs, property taxes, et cetera, interest rates. So there's a lot of factors that the deal would have to really pencil out. You have to make money on the buy. And so I wouldn't rule it out, but I wouldn't say that I'm as hard charging as the first few house hacks, if that
Where
makes
would
sense.
you buy if you were going to buy another property tomorrow?
Where would I buy? I think to follow the trends of migration, jobs, employment, I think the Carolinas are appealing, Tennessee, Florida, Texas, certain markets that have already seen that outstretched growth, probably stay away from those. So like the Miami, Southwest Florida, the Clearwater, Tampa
Austin,
area,
Texas.
Austin. Yeah. So they've already it's kind of gets back to MJ's point. Like, by the time that the retail investors are getting into the game, like those gains have already been almost secured or made, if you will. So I'd look for maybe subsidiary markets or outside that where there's still room for growth on the path to progress. So yeah, I don't know. I think another good question, and I would pose this to y'all, is what asset class, if it was real estate, would you guys be more interested in pursuing in the next few years?
Mark,
Hold,
what would you
hold
do?
on, Matt, real fast, Matt. I forgot to bring this up earlier because so the last live I had was with Ned Talks, and he's actually in New Orleans also. So
Oh, really? Oh, cool.
yeah, so Stan was on the other live, and both of them were chatting it up. So I told him they got to reach out to you too. So, but yeah, so Ned might reach out to you after later on. So Ned, if you're still there, Matt's in the same area as you folks, but yeah, I don't know. I kind of want to dabble. I mean, it's not. I don't know if you'd say it. I guess it is an asset class, but I really want to dabble in sports cards right now. That's kind of where I'm kind of digging into, and I kind of want to just goof around in that a little bit.
But if you were going to buy real estate tomorrow, let's say someone gave you $1 million, what real estate asset class are you going for?
$1 million. I would probably go like small multi, but I would want to dabble in self-storage a little bit. So I would reach out to Kevin, the self-storage guy on X, and probably start off small or slow. But I would like to get in that space a little bit moving forward. And we have some pain in the ass trying to jump in right now. Hold on. We got another lunatic jumping in here.
Perfect.
Yeah.
You got to keep growing.
There he is.
Hello.
Hello.
So Joel, you probably MJ's here. He's not on video, but MJ's here. But
Come
yeah,
on, MJ, get your life together. We need to see you.
I know, right? I'm detoxing from the world.
I got him in trouble last time because I said he was working. He was.
I don't recall that, but
he said, "I plead the fifth."
I plead the fifth, sir.
But yeah, no, I think that's what I would do. I'll the small multi space. And then yeah, I would like to dabble in self storage. Yeah, or equestrian farms, or
Yeah.
yeah. Ah, what about you, MJ? Where would you allocate
Uh,
$1 million?
like to my earlier point, I would stay within my level of competence. I only know small multifamily, so two duplex triads and quads. I would two stay in Chicago, get like an area and like $1 million. Try to like really gentrify a block on my own so I can control the rents and have better outlook of that source. But I would stick with two, threes, and fours. I really do like that. And I do still see sometimes that they are like undervalued and underpriced at times. I know the market gonna catch up, whether stay slow, but like, you know, single family like lumberjack I would say should be really pricing small multis, but it's just that American dream, I mean the European nightmare that we still, you know, got that's indoctrinated with us that everybody wants the backyard, and et cetera, et cetera. So small multifamilies, 2 to 4 units.
Nice.
Or I think I would buy a house hack in Hawaii for $1 million and pay cash, and then
Oh, nice.
and take and then take advantage of the HELOCs out here, and then pull out a certain amount that would still cash flow, even with the HELOC out, and then deploy that HELOC into like a small multi in another state.
That was one of the questions on the list was, would you utilize a HELOC to
Oh,
support investing?
yeah, I mean, I think I think I've talked about it before. That is one of my regrets about selling my condo or 1031ing my condo in Hawaii, is because I'm finding it more difficult to tap into the equity in my properties in Pittsburgh because I don't live there, and and just maybe how the markets have changed. But probably if I went to Pittsburgh and built some relationships, then maybe it would be a little bit easier. But in Hawaii we have such favorable HELOC products that
Mm.
that is the one. If I was to do something different, I might have just kept it more to have the access to the HELOC, and even though I wouldn't really cash flow very much on the condo, it'll be more to just have that access of the HELOC to deploy someplace else.
When you say favorable HELOC stuff in Hawaii, what do you mean? Because like, for example, a HELOC is going to be based off of prime right now, 8.5. You know,
You can
plus a
get it like
margin,
at
minus the
six
margin.
right now. You can get them in the sixes probably. Yeah, yeah. And then before all these rate hikes, you could probably get like 3-year HELOCs for like 1.5, 1.9. So
So adjustable. I'm sorry, like a revolving line that you can access, and they're gonna lock that rate in for at 6%.
yeah. Well, it's like, so they're like teaser rates, right? So what people were
Yeah.
doing was they would just go to one bank, get the teaser rate for whatever, whether it be the 1 year, 5 year. Of course, the 5 year is going to be a little bit higher, but people would. That's what people were doing. So they were just, you would go to one bank, get the teaser rate. When that rate is going to expire, they would jump to the next bank, do the HELOC again, take advantage of that teaser rate, and it was just a cycle. They just keep jumping from bank to bank, and taking advantage of that rate. And I mean, some people were either investing, some people were probably traveling with it, and then others were just focusing on paying down the HELOC. So basically, they would convert their mortgage into a first position HELOC, and if they were paying 3,000 on the mortgage previously, they would now just same thing. They'll be putting the same 3,000 in the HELOC, but now because it was only interest only and the rate was lower, they'd be paying down that mortgage in sense a lot faster. So that's how people were getting their mortgages paid off a lot quicker. But yeah,
That's pretty cool.
Joel, what do you think about using a HELOC to invest with? Would you do it?
I think it's a really good question. The only thing is that in this environment, it's hard to find good deals. So like if you're talking about a primary residence and you can get, because like what I'm seeing is like, okay, best case scenario, prime, or maybe even prime minus a quarter or a half. But there's one investor, Tower Federal Credit Union, that's in the DC market that has, deals where they're like 7.75 on their line of credit, which is better than the market. So, and then on the other side of that, there's people that want to access equity in rental properties, and there aren't very many investor or banks and investors that allow that. But the ones that do, it's like prime plus 4, best case scenario. So it's like you're at 12.5, 13%. I mean, that's a massive number. So what kind of deal are you going to be able to get a better return than 12.5%? Now, again, that's just one part of it. If you go buy a property and that's part of your down payment or money you use for fix and flip, okay, that's one thing. But like, what's your margin for error? What kind of deal are you going to get? The best deals are, best value is going to be, fix and flip or add value to the property. But like those are hard to do. And how long is it going to take? Is the labor and contractors going to be reliable? And first time people that want to do this, that's the biggest thing that I would caution somebody. If someone's got experience doing the work themselves, you have more control over everything. But really, if you can find a good deal, okay, let's dig deeper. That's my thought on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've done it, and I would say be very cautious doing it, and also know your HELOC and what your rate lock is and how long you have, and can you get everything done, and how are you paying it back? Like have a very clear plan of how you're paying that back and how you're utilizing the money and how long you have, and get really clear on those things. It's definitely not something I would do willy-nilly or, without a super, super clear plan, because it's a slippery slope that could take you down pretty fast. But it's also an incredible tool if you know how to use it and to be able to tap into that equity. So be careful doing it, but especially if it's your primary residence, I don't think I would ever do it on a primary, just because you're putting your home in jeopardy and that's a big risk. So I would be careful there, but I would utilize the tool, but it's a tool that should be wielded very carefully.
MJ, you want to chime in?
Yes. So with me, like Dion always says, and like Lauren just got to saying, and Joel as well. I mean, it's very risky. You don't, especially on the primary residence, you could potentially lose your house, right? If you don't really be disciplined and play your cards right. So it's like, why take on that risk? As a novice investor like I am, I wouldn't take the challenge on quite yet. I would want to get maybe 3 or 4 more deals under my belt just to get a better competence of buy small multifamily, etc. However, I am using a HELOC now currently, but it's only to justify um, my reserves for my next property. So my plan is just to show the money and put it back and leave it alone. I'm not
That's
actually like
good.
using. I'm just showing it. It's just like, hey, there's 6 months reserves for the next duplex, XYZ. But I would caution it for sure. And just being having that money available. Hopefully, a person don't have debt or something come up, or a gambling addict, right? Oh my God, the Pittsburgh Steelers player, I'm gonna put $10,000 on Trey Park and lose it in 30 minutes in 3 hours, and got to pay that HELOC over a period of time. So it's very risky. I'm using it. I'm being smart about it, but I'm definitely gonna put it right back up once I get the deal finished and closed. But right for right now, no. I just like Dion. Just work hard, bust your ass, save your money, be disciplined, be patient, and just ride the wave. It's really no shortcuts here. You can kind of expedite the process, but that comes with a risk. I'm not really to take that risk right now.
I just think it's such an interesting conversation too, because you have markets that ebb and flow, and in the last 4 years, we see markets move so fast. Rates double, in 6 months, and now we have a new normal. $4 trillion get pumped into the economy from COVID and new normal. And there's some research out there, and I wish I had an article in front of me. But when inflation levels remain high for a period of time, to keep up with the rate of inflation and all these things, you have to own assets to be able to get ahead or try to stay ahead. If you're not in the game, you're getting left behind, and the middle class and lower class are just getting wiped out right now. So as a result of all that stuff, the longer that rates stay high, inflation stays high, you have more incentive to take risks. Okay, I'm stuck in my job. I'm making $60,000 a year. I'm barely saving money. I can go buy this duplex that probably is a fix and flip, pull a HELOC on my other property and just take the chances. Because if I don't, that's worse than, this thing falling apart and having to scramble to figure it out. So I think that's another thing too that's come into play with a few people that I've personally talked to. Like, where is the fear? Fear of failure, or fear of like, I don't want to be in that situation anymore, so I'm just going to figure it out. And I think if you know yourself and know what leverage you can pull, if things don't go right, you can pull leverage and you have some ammo. Maybe if you're in a sales job, you can make more money or something along those lines. But that's just another thing as well.
Lars said he used a HELOC on his primary to help with the down payment on his second rental property, and honestly, he's glad he did it. But he's paying it down on a 9-year AM. Oh, Joe, we didn't ask you. Oh, wait. No, yeah, you weren't on. Oh, wait. Do you guys want to guess if Joel is an introvert or an extrovert?
I'm going with extrovert.
I think you're like an introvert that seems like an extrovert.
Are you in my DMs? Checking my DMs over here? Are you hacking into my accounts over here? What the hell? What the hell,
he's an extrovert, definitely. See, Trade Better.
Yeah.
They even said you look like an extrovert. Trade Better said you look like an extrovert.
They're like, if I Google extrovert, I'm telling you, Joel's in the images.
Is that a compliment? I don't know.
Yeah. Just thinking he kind of deal with the public sector as far as mortgage and stuff like that. You got to talk to people, and he was very knowledgeable on sports. So pretty sure somebody talking some sports, he talk your ears off. So I'm gonna go with extrovert.
Well, I'm a fucking shit. I'm a Gemini. So if you want to read between the lines there,
I have no idea what that means.
Lauren knows what that means.
He's both.
I'll tell you a little story. So
only an extrovert would say that.
Joel looks like the life of the party. Hey, Dion Talk is here.
Yeah,
Dion.
Gemini's unite. Who is Trade Better 20? We could be friends.
Trade Better 20 is Harrison's. Well, maybe I've been Harry. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't want his name out there, but he is in Virginia. So he
What part of Virginia?
In Ohio.
Virginia Beach.
I want to say Richmond. I want to say Richmond off the top of my head.
Just give us his address and social security number.
yeah, Mark, you've already gone down that path, man. Just keep going.
Hey, Trey Better, if you can, shoot me a message on Instagram, Strive25. Let's connect, man. Love to.
Yeah.
Just the Geminis just out here feeding off each other. That's like, I don't know. If that's not extrovert, I don't know what it is.
So I got my mortgage job in 2006 because I was working at the Melting Pot serving tables as I was trying to interview for jobs. I was an econ major. So like one of my best friends, like he's 2 years older than me. And my older brother is 2 years older. So like, when you're 16, right, like 2 years is a big deal. So I was playing sports. I was, doing the grades and doing all that stuff. But like I had to work like double hard because I could not concentrate. So I was like working double time just to be average, right? And so every time he'd come over to our house, he would see me at the kitchen table at whatever hours studying. And he thought I was the biggest dork ever. And I'm a numbers guy, whatever. It probably wasn't until I got into college and then got out of college. I had to work at the melting pot to be able to pay the bills. And when you're in front of like a group of 12 people and like have to like command the group and tell stories and whatever, all the stuff, that brought me out of my shell, in all reality. And so that was a lot of fun. So like natural introvert, just got thrown into the fire's den and just figured stuff out along the way. And then I got into sales. I didn't know what a mortgage was. This lady would come in and bring her kids for report cards. After a year of that, she's like, Joel, I'm going to get you a job. I'm like, okay, cool. Show up at Citigroup for this interview. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, what am I doing? Oh yeah, mortgage. Oh, okay, cool. I'll show up. Next thing I know, I'm in sales, and the rest is history.
Been presenting like an extrovert ever since.
That's right. So some may say sociopath, psychopath.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Same thing.
Same thing. Gemini's now.
Yeah.
When's your birthday, Lauren? Are you November?
December 20th. I'm a Sagittarius.
I guess that.
It's like a telepath right there.
Maybe I'm hacking your accounts already.
Yeah. That's what I wanted me to get on X. So you could just hack my account, start harassing people.
See, everybody knows you're the bully on X, man. Oh, Trade Better 20 says Gemini powers. Yeah, he says Richmond, yeah. And then Mark Ham says his brother is in Norfolk.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you didn't also answer, Joe. Is Crocs smash or pass? You got a pair of Crocs?
I mean, I love them for my kids. My 4-year-olds are awesome. Just throw them on. Let's go.
Sport mode all the time.
I don't own any. I mean, they're okay. I have these Nike slides that like I got probably like 7 years ago. And I don't like to buy things. It's just not my thing. I don't really care. My wife buys all my clothes. And I have like bare feet. So like they don't fit properly. So like my heel like hangs off the opposite end because it's all cockeyed. So maybe I should invest in some Crocs that actually fit.
The Crocs would actually probably fit your feet because the shape of them is like bear paws.
So that's the thing. In Vegas next year, we're gonna wear Crocs on the strip and do interviews if Crocs are smash or pass on the strip for some content next year at the ORAD event.
I like it. It's funny. Not to go into a different tangent, but kind of coming back to the Gemini powers together. So this event that I was in Florida at, like when you do something that nobody wants to do, something so hard that nobody wants to do, like you build a superpower. Like I built my business in 2012 and 13 cold calling. Like, but I had no choice. I had to do something, and it ended up working over time. And like you do that kind of stuff, like you can do anything. And I wanted to do an event. I wanted to find some top realtors who were also investors in the area, and to do this panel and kind of combine some things, just try to make some stuff happen on the mortgage side of things. And I was literally cold calling agents with this idea that I wanted to be able to do, blah, blah, blah. This girl that I met, her name is Rachel Worrell. And if you see some content recently, she's the blonde on the panel of 3. And she and I hit it off. And like, as I'm talking to her, I did my little opening to her. And halfway through, like we're talking, she's like, I'm Googling you right now. I see your podcast. This is good stuff. I love it. And like, she then told me about how that's what she does is she built her business on cold calling. She's like probably late 20s, like went from nothing in 19 to closing like $23 million in 2022, all by just hustling and just like not stopping. And like, when you have that kind of like connection with somebody or like similar things, like you can spot it so easy of that similarity. So like, it gets fun. So people like us on here that are doing this, that have similar minds. Again, this is maybe different than like cold calling, but like, you never know when you have that extra connection with somebody.
Is that what your event was in Rosemary Beach? This event you put on, or what was it?
Yeah. So
Oh, you didn't get invited?
No, weird.
I texted you guys. I wasn't very specific because I was just trying to be cryptic. I didn't want to be like a creep, like, you guys should come to my event. Anyway.
I totally would have come. It's not far from
Are you
anything
serious?
in Florida. I totally would have come. Yeah.
That'd have been fun. Well,
That's
I brought a film crew in and we shot some content on my house and we shot some listings and did some content at a couple of properties that are on the market. And that's a condo hotel, non-wordable condo market. So that's a big thing. That's different. And then we did a YouTube live talking about cost segregation and, you know, tax strategies at this event called the Sowell House. South Walton County is kind of the Sowell. And like, this place is like on Rosemary Beach, like a 1 minute walk to like the main corridor. And the spot was just amazing. Just the guys were awesome. And all the panelists were cool. And, you know, I'd never met them before. It was all cold calling over the phone and everything worked out great. They were awesome. So I did interviews 1-on-1 in the morning, the live at 11, and then 1 p.m. we did the panel and that part was recorded and then we'll get content out later. And my plan is to do this in St. Louis in 3 months and then DC in 3 months and then probably Houston in 3 months later and then do stuff in between because anyway.
Oh, nice. Little road show. That'd be cool.
Yeah, it was so much fun. Like it turned out way better than I thought. And then I invited people to come in. So maybe, I don't know, probably 10, 12 people showed up for the in-person event and like everyone was just kind of like just blown away. It was amazing.
It looked epic. It looked awesome. It looked like super professional setup and like you had good people there, like good information coming out of it.
Yeah. So like Brad and STL, he doesn't like to promote his stuff, to be honest, because he's trying to fly on the radar on his marketing stuff. But if you type in Braden STL, BRADEN, like he's got like 25,000 followers. He's kind of big in like the foodie scene here in St. Louis, but then he's got like other big brands that he works with, like in say like some baseball teams and, you know, big companies. And anybody ever been to St. Louis and gotten St. Louis pizza before? Provel cheese?
No.
I've never been to St. Louis, so.
MJ, maybe. Have you been to MJ?
Do you know what Emos is, MJ? Did we lose? He's there.
He's still there. He might not be there.
Okay.
He's there, but Hyder also.
Yeah. I'm here. I have been to St. Louis many a times. I haven't had the St. Louis pizza. It was a spot like as soon as you crossing over the Illinois to Missouri border to St. Louis. It's a spot by Penn. We had some food, some good St. Louis food, but I've never had the pizza.
Yeah. Emos is like the big St. Louis style.
You got
Anyway, so
Chicago dish pizza, man. Why would you want St. Louis pizza?
What makes
I'm
St.
always
Louis
open. I'm always open. I mean, to different foods. I'm not like just, you know, outside of food, I have no competence. Whatever. Washington State, from Washington, D.C., from Hawaii, I eat it all. As long as it's seasoned. It got to be seasoned right, though.
Do you guys know what Skeletos is? Hyder's asking. Yes
No,
or no?
I saw that. I have no idea what that means.
No,
I don't know what it is.
Is that like toe socks or something?
It sounds like barefoot.
Is that a
Like
Crocs
Barefoot
brand?
brands?
Is that a Crocs reference?
It's a footwear type of thing, I believe. It's kind of like almost like barefoot type of footwear.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Yeah, that's not my thing.
Well, you got bare feet. You have like these bear paws or whatever.
Yeah, I don't have toes. I just have claws. Yeah.
Yeah, well, thanks for sticking around, you guys. I mean, I don't know if Joe heard what happened, but my breaker tripped and it won't reset. Of all the rooms, it's the room with the router and the modem in it. So doing it on Fi, and I tried to set up the Zoom. The Zoom was working, but it wouldn't, for whatever reason. YouTube was saying that it wouldn't connect to the streaming service, so that's why I had to just do it live straight from the or directly to YouTube. So yeah, it worked out. It was fun, but yeah.
Okay, so I got some extra news for you guys if you have a minute.
Yeah.
So June 1st, I'm going to start releasing the first of the 100 stories of increasing income. Going to release the first 25 block, and then continue to go get more interviews in, blah blah blah. And then my goal, speaking of Florida, my goal, unless stuff financially changes, which things are not great right now, just be honest, mortgage is tough. The goal would be then to later in the year, or maybe even next year, do like a Strive guest kind of a event, maybe bring a speaker to, I'm not sure. And then like there's a house right next door to mine that's similar in size, and maybe do like a weekend type of event with the guests, and just invite people that want to come out, and then cap it at some points, and then do it to an event. So
In St. Louis?
no, in Florida,
Okay.
in my rental in Florida.
Oh, MJ will be there, I'm sure. Just,
Yeah,
just,
I'm
just,
down.
just hit me
days,
up about it. Yeah, just hit me up.
I love meeting people in person, so I'm all about the in-person events. And if it's in Florida, that's easy. Everything's drivable in Florida.
Yeah.
Well, like,
I like that.
Destin area, like that's still like
Ooh.
probably a 6-hour drive from you, right? We're
Which part of
It's like
Florida?
it's like 4 hours.
okay.
That's not
Destin?
crazy.
That's gonna be east of Pensacola. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
not a bad area. We just hop on I-10. Yeah, that'd be exciting. Good
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
have
funny.
you- Have
Go
you
ahead.
been
Flying me in?
utilizing the
You paying for my flight?
Pay
Get
him
a
as a guest
sponsor.
speaker.
Get a sponsor.
Matt, there's a question for you. Did you delete your Facebook? Trade Better 20's asking.
Yeah. So I don't really monitor Facebook. I figured I had enough distractions, so I just full-time YouTube and X, and then I just push out the stuff to Instagram. I don't really monitor too much of those notifications. Yeah, I felt it was a little bit too much of a distraction towards what I was at least trying to work for. So if they've hit me up on Facebook, I apologize. That's probably why I haven't even responded.
They can't even find you now. You're gone.
Mark, are we on the StreamYard thing?
No, we're just straight from Zoom to YouTube. I'm not using StreamYard anymore. I gave it one last shot, and
Just parted ways.
It's dead to you.
yeah, it just, I don't know, for whatever reason, it
Well,
worked.
I
It
would
was
say-
working. It was working fine for like the first 20 minutes the other day, and then towards the end, and I don't know if it's because like maybe the timing that I was doing it, like everyone wakes up in Hawaii at the certain, maybe like 6 o'clock, and then everybody's jumping on the internet, and then you could tell that it was just starting to lag, and so yeah.
The reason I asked the question is I saw a post from Alex Flynn yesterday. Do you guys know that it used to be NFT God? Big algo guy.
Yeah.
Like, just all like the X algos and like how to win in the game. But he basically said, hey, they're fixing some live stream stuff for X, and like live streaming on X could be a big thing that they're going to be pushing in the future. So could be something to be keeping your plans.
Good pivot away from StreamYard again.
Well, Ned Talks had a good point too, that he was thinking, because he's kind of in that techie somewhat, but he was thinking like if you're streaming on multiple platforms at the same time, almost like they don't want you streaming on multiple platforms. So it's kind of like, they're gonna make it so that it's difficult. If you're streaming on YouTube and X at the same time, there's something in there that's gonna start affecting the streaming, because it's like they don't want you streaming on a competitor's site at the same time. So I don't know. That's what he was thinking. He was wondering if because you're trying to stream on like 3 things at one time, that each platform kind of has like this safety measure inside where it's gonna affect your streaming.
Yeah, and then like it comes, okay, there's only so much time in the day, especially if all of us have full-time jobs. So it's like, okay, if I'm going to do a stream, do I build that on YouTube? Do you end up doing it on X? And they're trying to do more stuff with X in the future. It's like, where do you spend that time more? And I don't really know what the answer is.
Well, that's why I want to do more spaces too. I want to do more spaces. You know, spaces is kind of fun because you don't have to really be on camera too. So it's more just audio, and you can kind of be doing other things and even just walking around or driving or whatever. But
Mhm.
we just gotta get more people on X.
It's my
In due
least
time,
favorite
right?
one.
Really?
I just I don't know if it's because I get lost. Like there's too much like it's not clearly organized is my issue. Like I want to go and see where like if I feel like I'm getting a lot of stuff that's not from people that I'm following, like their recommended stuff. And then also I have a hard time seeing when people are commenting on my things. I'm like, oh, I didn't respond to that because I never went back to like my page and specifically I just go to like the notifications and there's a million notifications. And so I'm like, but I don't know which notifications are what, so it doesn't, the organization of it hasn't like grabbed me or like I haven't like figured it out yet. So I'm sticking with it. I've been doing Joel's challenge of posting every day for 7 days. And I'm sticking with it. But
You see Lauren's calendar behind? That's actually her calendar behind her, Joel, on the wall.
yeah,
Oh, that's
year.
I like that.
Yeah, it's my year, big ass calendar for an entire year.
Wait, so why are there more than one, or is that all just a month?
Because I bought it. I bought one for my friend, like 2 of my friends. I bought it for them in my office. And so we put them all next to each other so we can like plan. We're doing like
That's cool.
conferences together and trips together. So yeah.
Oh, I thought that was like a baseball schedule or something, like the White Sox schedule back then.
Love me some sports. Can't miss a game.
I thought it's like when you have to go wrangle some tortoises. It's like a tortoise schedule.
After our last Zoom call, someone was calling me when I got off and they were like, help, I found a tortoise on my property that I want to buy.
Oh.
Yeah. So
cool.
Yeah.
I can't help and not say this. I mean, speaking of notifications, I'm looking at your profile, Lauren, with 20 followers.
Yeah.
I mean, how many is too many notifications? Like 4 notifications at a time?
No, I'm getting like, let me just see. Like when I open it up, I have like, okay, let's.
It's the gator. It's the Gemini.
Is that bully coming out?
No, because it says I open it up. I have 30 notifications. Why do I? That's my point. It's like, I shouldn't have 30. Why do I have 30 notifications?
I wonder if there's like a notification settings that might be amplifying like stuff that you don't really want to be notified on. I wonder if you could filter through that. There's a quality filter. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
So let's see here. Settings, notifications. There's 2 filters and preferences. So in filters, you could do a quality filter. And then a muted notifications. I mean, they got some wild stuff in here.
Okay, I got to go through my settings and switch that up.
Oh, and before I forget, so the reason I was bringing up the side hustle 100 streams thing is because 1, 2, 3. MJ, side hustle? Yeah. Anyway, we need to get you guys on.
What happened, Joel? I'm sorry.
Do you have a side hustle income stream?
A side hustle? No, not really. I just really try to dive deep into like my mental health and physical health with the swimming and basketball, but not yet. No.
Anyway, need to get you guys on the calendar at some point.
You got any ideas for me? Any ideas I can make some extra money or what?
I mean, like my thing is, if there's something to find that's already with what you're doing, or double down on what you're doing somehow, some way, like just keep it all in the same lane if possible.
Mark, or anybody y'all have been paid out on any social media, X, Twitter, Instagram?
Ooh, that's Mark's New Year's resolution, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I'm not there yet. Matt's still beating us all in subscribers on YouTube, so we're all still trying to chase him down.
No, that was the Tesla hype.
Yeah, because he
But
talks about Tesla. He cheats.
I have been more consistent. I used your like kind of Opus Clips calendar as a way to stay committed with the consistent content. So we're at 14 days.
500
consistently.
Oh, he made it. Yeah. So
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what?
So
Dude,
Matt's
that's
leading
love.
the pack.
That's love
I
right
followed
there.
you from my other page. I just did it
What about
Stripe.
What about X? How close are you to getting monetized on X?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm pretty far out.
Oh.
I'm nowhere close.
My last.
I gotta run. I'm gonna peace out.
All right, Lauren. Thanks for stopping by.
Bye.
Nice chatting,
Bye.
Lauren.
Bye,
See ya.
Lauren. Take care.
Yeah, I got my last kind of I like the feature now where you can kind of keep track of like the 7 days, 3 months. But my last 3 months analytics was at 4 million impressions. So I'm still about a million off that you need for the 3 months.
Is X the hardest platform to get monetized on?
Honestly, I think it might be easier than YouTube. I don't know.
I mean, I'm monetized on Facebook as we speak for a while, and $2, $4,
Let's go.
$1.
Yeah, Joel was all happy one time because he got a big payout and it was wrong, so he took his money back. But he got sent a big payout. He's like, "Oh, you know it's working."
No, seriously, last like June, like things were starting to pick up. I was getting more views, and it went from like $3 to like $30 to like $100 to $200. Like, oh, this is working! And they sent me a message saying that their algorithm was incorrectly calculating whatever.
Oh no!
And then they didn't send the payouts. It was like $5.
Hey man, Lauren left and we have no viewers anymore.
No. That's our cue. That's our cue.
It went down.
I think I'm gonna do an X live and just see what the hell happens. Can you,
that's good. Man. I think that would be good. That'll be a good little feature.
Oh, you have to have a premium account, don't you, to do it?
Oh,
I don't know.
Oh, that's a good point. Let's see. Awesome.
Yeah. Well, we'll wrap it up soon. So yeah. So Matt hit 500 subscribers on YouTube. So that's awesome.
Y'all are too kind. Too kind, man.
Joel, Trade Better 20 is asking, what is your X? Hey, Dion is still here. Yeah, see. Actually, he stayed after Lauren left. But
Dion, ask the question.
Got 10.
Dion.
Wait, MJ's asking for you to ask a question. Both of them are asking, what is your X, Joe? Mark Ham and Trade Better 20.
I just put it in the chat.
That's not your X.
Yeah, I mean, that's the actual, like, whatever.
Oh.
It says Joel Farrell stair step method as one of the things.
Yeah.
But then, like, the actual app part is Joel Farrell real. Some other one got suspended because I was commenting about.
Yeah. Hey, Matt, so you joined the school, the Zubers. I haven't seen you in there yet, man.
On the videos?
Yeah.
I've been on the night train, so I've been flying at late at night. Like I got another night one tonight. I'm on duty, but for Sunday, I'll be able to show up on Sunday for that.
Oh, yeah. Dion popped in a question. He says, "What does retirement look like to you?"
I'd say.
Okay, go ahead, Matt.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, you give me time to think. Go ahead, so I can read it.
All right. I'm gonna say a simple answer though. It's doing what I want to with who I want to on my time. So that's kind of what overtime would look like for me. Because right now I got to report for duty at 3:30 p.m. So I'm not doing what I want to with who I want to at what time. So that's my target path.
Yeah. For me, I would say $12,000 to $15,000 a month take home pay. And rental income for now, my lifestyle. 12 to 15,000. I'd be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, for me, like I look back when I first got into the mortgage industry in 2006 at a big company, corporate company, like I knew instantly this is not where I wanted to be long term. And I just wanted to work as hard as I could, as fast as I could to be able to have the ability to, like Mojo Mindset said, my arbitrary number is probably 25K of passive income. And that I hit that point that I can at least say, okay, like that's where I want to be from replacing a budget or whatever.
Yeah, mine's about 20K, but for me it's more just being able to just not, like, kind of like Matt said, like, not have to report somewhere at a certain time, or be somewhere at a certain time. And it's kind of doing more of this, just doing stuff and having fun doing, and meeting different people, and pretty much being able to just pick up and do anything. Like if I felt like, hey, tomorrow I want to go to visit Joe in St. Louis, and yeah, I can just pick up and head there, and just stuff like that, and not having real responsibilities, and yeah, I get to take a nap at the firehouse, but be like Dion, right? Like actually, so the other day we were talking about the school, Matt, the school, and I was on that first one and had Dion and Lumberjack in there, and I caught Lumberjack, his head was bobbing in the video, and I was like, is he falling asleep? And yeah, but he wasn't feeling well. He showed up to the live, but like he said, he goes, yeah, but I'm fortunate enough I can go take a nap after this, right? And that's kind of what it is, right? You can just pretty much do whatever you want at your own time, and right now I get up super early, because that kind of fits my schedule. It accommodates a lot of people. But when I hit that certain number, it'll be like, I don't really need to be waking up this early anymore. I mean, I probably will because I do enjoy it, but it's kind of like I won't really have a schedule per se, right? It just kind of, hey, if I feel like getting up today, I want to do this. And that's really what it comes down to, just having more options and being able to pick up and just do whatever you want to do.
I
Yeah.
forgot the most important part, not drive a truck anymore while making the 12 to 15,000 a month. Exactly. Yeah. No more
Well, you
truck
might
driving.
you might start your own truck driving business, right?
Well, according to Dion, I like Dion a lot, and I like the Dionisms. He said he got into a trucking business or bought some trucks or trailers or whatever, and almost went bankrupt. So I think I'm a good employee and a good investor. So I'm gonna just follow the blueprint. He did the dirty work already. I'm gonna just ride the wave of the people that we got as our digital mentors and our digital network. So no, thank you with that. No, thank you. Too
I
much
like that
overhead,
advice.
too much liability.
I like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So I'm not as well versed as you guys with some of the Dion talk isms or the channel. What's the first thing that pops out in terms of strategy or philosophy that someone should be aware of?
With Dion in general.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
It-
well, he was 40, 41 when starting investing, didn't have $1,000 saved. He found out about $89,000 in bad debt after bad divorce, and he was a single father of 3 kids and started working at a CDL school making $17 an hour. And I think after 8 years, he was financially free, but he did 4 more because he liked his job, and he retired after 12 at 52. And he makes around 20,000 a month in passive income, retired and going to Thailand and doing what he want to do.
So MJ, Dion said his truck driving business failed because he wasn't involved in the day to day. He says, "I'm sure you would do that differently." But
What I
like for
would do
me,
is, oh, go ahead,
no, no, go ahead, man.
No, I was gonna say, I mean, it's just too much overhead, too much liability. I mean, I'm just gonna ride the wave of buying whole real estate, small multifamily. I think that's my niche, and I'm gonna just try to stick with that.
Yeah, yeah. I think for me, like Dion, like the Dionism, like you said, like the one thing that really relates is what caught me was his bigger pockets episode. He was known as the lazy investor, and but he's not really lazy. He's made everything super efficient to where it seems like he's lazy, and
Exactly.
he has
Exactly.
systems in place that makes everything function a certain way. And I really like that. His thing is the most amount of cash flow with the least amount of doors, right? Like he wants to maximize cash flow with the least amount of work in a sense, right? So I think that relates to a lot of people, right? And it's not about getting 100 doors. It's not about doing all these fix and flips. And he did try to do a Burr type strategy or rehab, and he's like, I'm done. I did one, and I don't want to do it again. Even though I'm gonna get this much return, or even though I'm gonna make this much money from it, he's like, that's not me. Like that's just more work than I want to be involved in. And I think that's what relates to a lot of people that do have other passions too. Like they do still have a 9 to 5 or other things. And I think that's why he relates to. I think most people that I talk to, they relate to Dion's strategy the most, I think.
I like it. I like it. I think that's some good nuggets to end on. I probably gotta head out of here shortly.
All right, man. Oh, Josh, REI Stone. Well, I don't know if he goes by REI Stoners anymore, but his retirement will be sitting courtside at Lakers games next to Jack. Hopefully, he's still alive.
Oh, I see. That's
Oh,
cool. Again, them experiences, doing what you want with who you want to on your time. That's cool.
yeah. All right. Yeah, well, let's wrap it up, man. So where can they find you, Matt? I mean, since you hit that 500 subscriber on YouTube, you know.
No, it's all good. Yeah, at the underscore Mojo mindset on the various social media platforms. I appreciate you, Mark, for coordinating this and having us on. It's always a good time.
There's always something, man. Like freaking damn of all places though.
Dude,
My breaker.
you gotta adapt though, man. To get it done. All good.
Yeah, it worked out, man. But Joel, where can they find you?
Best place is going to be Instagram, strive for 25 underscore, or Twitter, X, Joel Farrell Real, or Joel Farrell Stair Step Method. Both those get you there.
And then MJ, where can they find you?
Instagram as well. Kind of a little fancy with my name. I call myself Prince Teese. My name is Martise, so Prince Teese, and that's it. Just Prince Teese at Instagram.
I love it, man. How's the swimming going, man?
I'm not drowning so far. I'm not drinking no more
That's a win.
no more bleach water, So it's getting
Oh
better.
man.
How do
All
you
right.
spell
Well,
Teese? Prince Teese?
So Prince is Prince, then Teese is just Tese.
Okay.
Okay.
oh, Frank is
Find it.
just popping in now. Old
Gotcha.
guy REI. Hey, everyone out there,
Matt,
go
you gotta
check
go,
out.
man.
Yeah,
Go
yeah.
check out.
I'll take out. I'll
All
head
right,
out
man.
here.
Go
Thank
take out.
y'all.
I'm gonna give Frank a
Okay.
shout out real quick. But everyone out there, go check out Frank's YouTube channel. He's coming out. He has the van confessions going on now. So I love that little series he's putting together. So
What's
go
his
check out it.
channel again? Remind me.
Old guy REI.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so go check him out. He's coming out with kind of his little niches, his van confessions.
Is there
So
any
yeah.
more questions in the chat? I could chat for a little more longer. It's really no rush for me.
Oh yeah, whatever. I mean, nothing much. We'll hang out since Frank just stopped by. Everyone, thanks for hanging around. I know we had some technical difficulties today, but we just figured it out. And sometimes you got to roll with it. But let's see. Yeah, they just said Josh. He has a super cool name. He will always be known as REI Stoners. Well, check out Josh's channel too. He has an awesome YouTube channel out there too. He had a chainsaw incident going on, so he cut down some trees and stuff. So go check out Josh's channel also on YouTube.
Which is Martin Properties, right?
Yeah, Martin Properties. Yeah, throws me off. I'm always gonna call them REI stoners though, but
Chainsaw tips.
yeah,
I don't touch chainsaws. Not my thing.
yeah. Oh, Frank says some of us still have to work. Well, that's because, hey, did you know the cool story about Frank? He went to so Frank Dion was doing a rehab in Washington, and Frank went up there to help him. And that was the first time Frank ever went on a plane. Yeah.
Oh, really? For real?
Yeah. So
Wow.
that was one of
And
my
he did it
questions
he did it for who? For Dion?
for Dion. And so that was actually one of my questions. So I don't know if you guys saw so Zuber is starting a school kind of community for anyone. Joel, you can join too. But it's for he's going to have lives and things like that. But the first one had Dion, Lumberjack, and Zuber on it. And one of my questions was kind of, do they really consider themselves like real friends? Because they met over no, well, they met over the
Yeah,
internet, right?
online essentially.
Yeah, and like Dion brought up, like he goes, yeah, like Frank, someone that I met on, and he caught a plane to help me out on my rehab, and that was Frank's first time flying, and he's like, it's such a cool thing that we're meeting all these people on social media, and we're all having this kind of relationship where everyone's willing to help each other, provide insight, and it's just this bonding. And Joel, he doesn't invite us to his event in Florida, but the rest of us, are all growing this relationship together. But and MJ is going to be coming out to Hawaii next year, I believe.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to figure something out. So you and Zuba was talking, you interviewed him not too long ago, and he was mentioning something as far as it was a suggesting the idea as far as like having the the yearly real estate events in a different place in Hawaii was an option, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I mentioned it. I just said, I kind of threw it out there that, we should have some out here, and I'm sure people would write that off on their taxes, not tax advice, but that, people would take advantage of trying to write off their trip for some real estate event. But, even Dion mentioned when I brought up the whole thing about, are these people like really your friends? And he's like, yeah, he goes, man, if I threw something out in Hawaii when my name gets maybe a little bit bigger, or if I had an event, and he goes like, nah, I would hop on a plane and be out there, to speak at it, or to take part in it, and things like that, right? So
Okay.
bringing that back to Joe not inviting us to Florida, but you know,
I think I need to start posting this text chain. I think I'm gonna
well, I thought you were only inviting Sierra and Lauren. That's what I thought, but yeah, Zuber kind of mentioned that MJ. I think that's something on his mind. Trying to have events in different places.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's definitely noticing the community that he's building. That it's a it's a different community, I think, than other
A growing
communities.
diverse community.
Well, I think it's like he said, it's a group of doers, and it's kind of a lot of people have the similar mindset, and it's just like the one rental at a time event, right? It was more like a family feeling that I felt, and it was different than anything else. And let's see. Oh yeah. Let's mention Hyder since he's still here. He's actually so Hyder is investing in Gary, Indiana, also, but he's throwing a event in Chicago for out-of-state investors. So MJ, you should connect with Hyder, and if that's close for you, if you can get out there. But he's gonna have an
Oh yeah.
event out there, and I think there was some kind of cleanup event he was gonna have also too. So yeah, you should connect with Hyder.
Yeah, will do for sure. Yeah. Hopefully it's on the weekend or something, but I can definitely try to make it.
Oh, Joe Hyder. Joe said he's down. He's only 5 hours away, so he'll check it out. Yeah, and Martin Property said he just put down some butcher block too. So I don't know if he has a video up for that. But go check out his channel also. He's putting out some cool stuff too. But yeah, and I think like they said, Zuber, Lumberjack, Dion, they're quite happy to see everyone trying to build YouTube channels or get a little more involved on social media, and they're very proud of everyone starting. So everyone out there that has started a YouTube channel, just know that people are noticing, and they're super happy for all of us getting started.
Yeah, that's freaking awesome. It's a long grind, but it in 2 years and 5 years, you'll be so happy you did.
Yeah, Hyder said Dion and Matt will be speaking. It's Saturday, September 14th, MJ and Joel.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah, I can.
September
Saturday,
14th.
you said September?
Yep, September. Oh, now Landlord Odyssey's hopping in now late, so go check out Landlord Odyssey 2 Radion. He has an awesome YouTube channel. So him and Ned Talks collaborate a lot too. They just collaborated on might be up your lane, Joe. They're talking about financing, like shopping around for financing. But Landlord Odyssey puts out cool stuff too. He's working on some rehab stuff.
So they're doing that right now. They're doing it live right now.
No, not. Oh, I don't know. Not right now, but they did one the other day. Hyder said, yeah, he's still determining a venue. He'll keep you guys posted. And then I don't know.
Landlord Odyssey again. Who is this guy?
Radion. But I don't know. I don't know if Marav is out on here today, but he just started a YouTube channel also. So he was in Vegas with us, but he's also just had his first video that he put out. But go check him out. Shoot, man, I forgot the name of his channel though. I gotta find it again. But yeah, I'll post it. But go check him out. Let's see. Yeah, Landlord Odyssey is gonna put more on-site content coming soon. So yeah, that's what I gotta be better at. I gotta do more. Like I wanna start going to listings and start walking around listings in Hawaii and kind of just show what what a $3 million 2-bedroom house costs.
You should,
That's the
because
average. That's like average in Hawaii.
No, not that much, but maybe like $1 million. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you should get flyers and just like start hanging them around, just knock on doors, meet people, you find off-market deals, either wholesale them or sell them or whatever.
Yeah.
Dude, what if you sold one $3 million listing? Think how many times you could fly to Florida.
Trust me, I ain't flying to Florida. I sold a $3 million listing. I'm not going to Florida.
Even if you got invited.
That's why I didn't invite you.
That's the thing, right? You got to be invited first. But no, but yeah, seriously. But next year in Vegas, we're doing a Croc on the strip Crocs Smasher Pass. I know. I bet REI Stoners wears Crocs. He seems like a Crocs guy. But yeah, all right, man. I love what you're doing, Joe. Glad you got to hop on, man.
Yeah.
We'll get together next week.
Cool.
See how I invite you all the time, though. But and MJ,
I mean, you gotta have that extrovert on. You gotta get that Gemini going.
Well,
liven things up a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, MJ, are you having camera issues, or you just chose not to be on camera today?
I'll text you about it. I mean,
No. We gotta get you on, man. But
yeah, no, I mean, it's just been a long week. That's all in this truck. So week
all
almost
right,
over.
Cool, man. Yeah, no, thanks for doing this. I'm glad you got to hop on too, man. You always got good stuff to talk about. But yeah, thanks everyone for hopping in. And like I said, man, we had some technical issues, but it was still fun. We got some good stuff out there, and
Let's
we'll do
go
it again.
Bears. Let's go
Oh
Bears. Yeah.
man, now you want to talk for like another hour, right?
No. Okay.
But do you know Corey Wallace? You met him in the Facebook
Corey.
group?
I probably ran. I can't just recall him by the name. What about him?
Oh yeah, because he's in Cleveland, I believe, but he talks all kind of shit about Caleb Williams on Facebook. So
Oh
he,
wow.
he,
Yeah.
he was in one of Frank's Zoom meetings the other week, and I was just like, man, what are you? But yeah. Landlord Odyssey, MJ, Landlord Odyssey says yes. Oh, he didn't even know you were here. Yeah, MJ's here. Sorry, man. He's not on camera.
Who's that voice?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's only
I'm in
on
incognito
audio.
mode. I'm sorry. I'm in incognito mode today.
All right. So next time, all right. But thanks everyone for stopping by. Yeah, hopefully I gotta get an electrician out here. Hopefully I can get my Wi-Fi back up soon. But yeah, we'll do this again next week. So thanks everyone.
All right. Take care.
All right,
Smart.
bye.
I'll invite you next year. Bye.